NSFW men of Reddit, what's the greatest realization you've had during post-nut clarity? I really should not have had sex with this person. That my wife was letting me have a threesome with her BFF because they wanted to have sex. And I was being bribed. I have to leave this relationship. I am miserable and the sex does not even begin to make up for any of this at all. RIP inbox, thanks for the support, single and loving it. This entire thread can be summed up in a range of 3 different things. 1. This woman is manipulating me. 2. I don't want this at all. 3. I am definitely in love. 4. Got him, this Waluigi hentai is fantastic. After coming, I blacked out and woke up as one of the political prisoners on a horse carriage. Miss my ex? Miss my ex? Miss my ex? Ow. Now I don't at all. 3 months after a breakup, my ex was trying to reconcile, and I was seriously considering it. I was seeing a guy, and the sex was great, but I knew he was way more serious than I was. I honestly didn't know what to do. After sex, he curls up next to me and says, "Leave if you still love him. I would rather see you happy than possess you." Ask yourself if you could say the same thing about him. He was right. But I needed that insight to realize my ex was more about possessing me than actually being in love with me. I followed that wise, loving man across the country, and never regretted it. Not even after we eventually broke up. Wherever he is, I hope he's blissfully happy. Realize that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration. That we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There is no such thing as death. Life is only a dream. And we are the imagination of ourselves. JK, that's a Bill Hicks quote. Sometimes it's better to cut ties than to hold on to something longer than it's worth, while debating cleaning or throwing out the sheets. Actually sort of happened yesterday. For a second I thought I don't have serious depression, and then I'm like, nope, it's still her and I really have a problem. So with living in Germany and prostitution being legal and sort of affordable, roughly 100/HR, I probably saved up thousands by jerking off. Every time the need arises and I actually think, man, maybe this time I should actually go into a brothel. I crank one out and afterwards just think, good thing I didn't go through with that idea. She sounds more and more like her mother every day, and she's starting to look like her too. I'm bailing. I was working on a short story for English class and I just couldn't come up with an ending. After dumping a fanciful load, I knew how to neatly end the story. Got the only A out of everyone there. I really love and care for this other human being. Anyone? Or is everyone else just thinking of video games and how much they dislike the person they just had sex with? Why did I just have sex with this chick? I gotta get out of here. I should have used a condom too. Fuck. She better not get pregnant. Or have given me an STD. It's like changing back from a werewolf. I'm only doing this as a vice because I'm actually just really lonely and want someone in my life. There's a Japanese word for this exact thing, they call it kenjiteimu. It is the period after sex or masturbation allowing you to think clearly. Why does my phone say it's connected to my Bluetooth speaker in the living room? Fuck. As I pulled up my boxers I looked at her. Her beautiful face dripping with makeup. Detailed colorful tattoos. Petite physique. Expensive lingerie, and thought to myself, I can't duck and stand you. You're superficial. Self-centered. And give shitty head. It's why I put you on a pedestal. You're not all that. As she turned and reached for her phone. Last night came to mind. The girl from the bar may not have been as hot, but she was pretty and so sweet and a lot smarter. I need to stop wasting time with these little clones. I wonder what she's doing right now. Then I stared at her and smiled. She had taught me something about myself. The pants, shirt and shoes came on. And all that was said was, a coil be rigged back. That was 6 years ago, and the day I stopped hooking up with toxic copy and paste women and started looking somewhat past looks and into intellect, originality and personality. My ex wanted me to come over to have closure. Backstory. She's manipulative and uses sex to get what she wants a lot. Pre-nut. Oh duck, yeah, I'm gonna get it in with her one last time post, but immediately afterwards I literally looked at her and said duck you and left. I'm not proud of any of this. That I should always have my snacks and beverages ready after being completely drained of my energy. I am a victim of sexual assault, and before the incident I was very easygoing with the ladies. Had a girlfriend come over every week or two. Mind you, I was like 15/16 at the time. So after the incident I thought going back to it after a little break was going to be enough to deal with it. But turns out sexual experiences with someone I don't really trust or have any emotional connection with triggers anxiety attacks that make me extremely nauseous and exhausted. Needless to say, I kicked her out after coming like 5 seconds in. Puked all over the toilet and never talked to her again. That life is meaningless. There is no purpose. No your way or my way. That life is a constant battle against relentlessly growing entropy. That everyone is playing a game to get whatever their small mind is aiming for. That this whole charade is like walking on an endless treadmill to feed our hunger. Lust. Greed. Money or whatever one is after. That nothing really matters. Yet you get back up and get on with the game. 'Cause what else is there to do? I think I might be gay. No. Seriously. That actually happened to me. Took me till I was around 23 to fully accept and embrace that about myself. And during a nutting session. That games are ruining my school career and I need to put more time into studying and not games. I wound up finishing the semester with straight A's. Well, this is gonna come off cheesy. But when my wife and were still dating, we ducked on New Year's Eve. After we finished bringing in the new year, I looked at her falling asleep, and in that post-nut clarity was the first time I realized she was the woman I wanted to marry. That I use sexual chatting/sexting with random people online, even when I've been in relationships, to fill the void created by a feeling of detachment and isolation I feel from the people in my real life, girlfriends, my family, friends or lack thereof. Time travel can be achieved via consciousness-altering psychedelics like cannabis, whereas your perception of time has slowed down, thus making you a far safer driver. If everything feels slow, it actually is slow. E=MC3. That casual sex is overrated, and that the girl I was with at the time had no intention of ever wanting more than what she did that night. I learned how important push-ups are. I realized I was in the wrong hole, while in the wrong bed, with the wrong woman. Thank goodness it was the right night. Wife was playing bridge with friends. I'm never drinking in that bar again, especially on bridge night. After a full-body nut explosion that shakes my soul, my wife could ask me of anything and I would agree without question. I was finally able to solve a case in Ace Attorney where the suspect was using a subtle subject in his declaration. So I immediately cleaned up myself and started playing again. I felt like Sherlock Holmes for an instant. I'm trying to popularize the Japanese word for post-nut clarity, Kenja Teimu, literally translated as wise man time. We need this word. After a hookup I realized that I cared a lot for a girl. Not the girl I hooked up with though. In my post-nut clarity I realized that I didn't have any feelings for that girl and just kinda wanted to leave. And I missed the girl I fell for. I was so horny I forgot to get anything to eat on the way home. Had a very sad trip to the corner shop. A lot of it is realizing your fantasy is not your reality. I get really turned on by kinks until I actually do it, and then I realize I was only turned on by the taboo of it, and the reality is either boring or disgusting. I got to thinking, why in Minecraft don't the end cities just explode into the void, since Minecraft doesn't have gravity to keep them down? But then I realized that the void isn't a vacuum since it's made of air blocks. That means the void isn't infinite, so there must be something beyond the world border that we don't know of, which keeps the air pressure contained within the void. The void has walls that we don't know about. That I'd made a huge mistake by having sex with my friend of 10 years. I realized immediately after that I had sex with her because I was lonely, and not because I decided I wanted a relationship with her. It was very selfish of me. Our friendship survived this. But it was uncomfortable for the both of us for a time.